Good morning, my darlings, and welcome to the first vlog of 2024. It is a new year. It is same me. Same me, same position. Pretty much same skincare routine. I have just done a really fantastic workout this morning with Simon. Simon is back from Germany for only 3 weeks, but we actually only get to train with him for like 10 days because we are going on our honeymoon. We might even be there right now when you're watching this. Not sure yet when this video is going live, but we are making the most of every second pretty much of him being here in the UK, and we're doing as many sessions as we can possibly squeeze in with him. So I'm feeling pretty sore, I'm not going to lie, even though I have kept up my fitness since Simon moved away. It's just different muscles when you really do weight training, and my whole like chest muscles from lifting and back muscles, quads, glutes, all of them are really feeling the benefits. So yeah, feeling good. Actually feeling quite energetic after a weights workout. I sometimes find after cardio it makes me feel quite knackered and exhausted during the day, but a weight session like we just did this morning actually makes me feel really good. So a little bit of skincare that's hopefully gonna get me glowing. I've just popped on Lumine Nordic Sea serum, and I really like to mix this in with my tanning drops, which are these ones here from Saint-Tropez, but I must immediately dash to go and wash my hands because that would be an error to have Oompa Loompa hands. By the way, Wonka film was amazing. So, Wonka? Yeah, Wonka. We went to watch it yesterday with my brother and his 4 little boys, and everyone from the 3-year-old up to the, I won't reveal Lala's age, but we all loved it. We thought it was great, so I would definitely recommend the Wonka film if it was something you were considering. Right, be right back. Okie dokie, I'm back, and I've got my Fashion Mumbler branded notebook, which I've had for so many years, and it's just kind of like a notebook of to-do lists. This is the time of year for to-do lists. Oh my gosh. Even the brands that I've written down in here that I've been working with show just how old this notebook is. My goodness. Collect post from Doddle. Doddle was something that we used to use when we lived on the edge of Brixton, and we would get all of our posts sent there. Anyway, oh my gosh, I have written here a city to countryside evaluation. This was obviously not a very long list, but I was trying to weigh up the pros and cons of living in the city versus in the countryside. How funny. Anyway, pen would be useful. The reason why I've just got this notebook out is because at this exact moment in time, I don't feel very organised in my head with what content is going to be going live while we are away. We're away for 2 weeks, which I think is actually the longest we've ever been away. And I obviously don't want there to be tumbleweeds blowing around the YouTube channel. I want there to be content going up. So right now in my head, I just want to clarify. I'm going to get my diary up in front of me, decide realistically how many videos I can film between now and when we go, which is in 5 days, and basically plan them. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to report back with how many videos you can expect from me over the next couple of weeks. Okay, that was a successful brainstorming session. This is one of those times where I'm telling you what's in my brain purely to like make it sink in better, so I apologize if this is just TMI, but I have got now a list on my notebook of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos. 4 are in pen, 2 are in pencil, which means 2 are maybes that I could potentially film over the next 5 days in order to have content going up twice a week while we are away on honeymoon. I know, obviously I normally do 3 vlogs a week, but I think 2 a week is manageable, but as I said, 2 are in pencil, so it might be that there's only 1 a week. So basically, you're none the wiser. When there's a video, there'll be a video. But if you're not subscribed, I would highly recommend it, because the videos that hopefully I will be able to film and do should be really good, fun ones. But anyway, what are we going to be doing today? I feel like after the Christmas period, I'm just in real like clean, tidy and organize mode. So that is what I want to crack on with today. I would like to ideally have a little bit of a wardrobe clear out, a little bit of a beauty clear out, start pulling out some bits and bobs which we might take with us on our honeymoon. Like, I keep seeing things, seeing beauty products, and I'm like, oh, I must take that. But at the same time, I really don't want to overpack, because that's just stressful. Too much choice is stressful. But anyway, I'm going to continue doing my makeup. I'm going to use my Peptides and Antioxidant Firming Daily Treatment from Allies of Skin as my moisturizer. This is a new one because I finished my old one the other day. This is a fantastic one for anti-aging benefits, giving the skin a gorgeous glow, and it's super reparative with those peptides in there as well. My skin just absolutely loves it. And this is a really great moisturizer if you want to do a really beautiful glowing makeup look. So there we go. I would love to be able to get some time outside today as well. I do need to give a little bit of love to the greenhouse. I do need to do a little bit of like seed ordering and planning. Probably don't need to order any seeds, do I? Here we go again. I should probably just see what I've got in my existing collection, because I did do quite a good job of saving the seeds last year. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and ramble. I'll catch up with you shortly when I have done my makeup. Charlie's just returned from Dalesford with a beautiful bunch of flowers for the house. These give me a little bit of hope for spring. Beautiful light white colours, including one of our wedding flowers, a lovely campanula. I'm going to get these in some water. It's incredible how quickly I get out of the habit of vlogging after just a few days off, literally only like 4 days that I've not been vlogging, and already it's 3 p.m. and what have I even shown you today? Practically nothing. But Charlie and I are currently, well, we're whizzing around the house just doing like Twixmas chores, but we've also been pulling out some books and agreeing which books we're each going to take with us to the Maldives. And as you may know, Charlie and I are both very much into wellness, nutrition, blah blah blah, so that is the topic of a lot of the books that we're going to be taking. So seeing as we've just been having a rummage through the bookcase, I thought that I would share with you a few of my favourite wellness books that I would so highly recommend that you read, and also a few that are on my personal reading list this year. If all goes to plan, I will have uploaded, as the last video that you'll have seen, my 10 healthy habits for 2024 video, and I will have referenced a lot of these books and a lot of these authors within that video. So the book that started it all off, that Charlie has been talking about for literally years, is this one, which is Spoon-Fed by Tim Spector. Now, Charlie was reading this and quoting it to everyone that would listen way before the majority of people knew about Tim Spector, so I really have to credit Charlie for his early adoption of this. In fact, I think it was this time last year we did a reel for Wild Nutrition supplements, and I was giving credit to all of the things that I have stolen from Charlie, including wearing gilets, talking about spoon-fed, amongst many other things. This book is really interesting if you are interested in nutrition, but also if you are interested in marketing and customer behaviour. Lots of you might remember that actually my uni dissertation way back in the Stone Age was about customer psychology and what retailers do to make us buy more. I studied at the London College of Fashion, so naturally my dissertation was customer psychology within the fashion sphere, but this is psychology and marketing that food companies do to make us buy more food. And it is truly riveting. So many of the things that we have been taught as gospel, even things which appear on, is that better? No. Even things that appear on the NHS website and on the WHO guidelines, they are actually incredibly biased because the studies used to create those guidelines were sponsored by the food companies. So guess what angle they swing towards. For example, the company that came up with a study that told us that breakfast is the most important meal of the day was Kellogg's. Yes, so very much biased. But anyway, this book contains so many marketing, actually it just says, enjoyable and critical look at common food myths. This is not really going to tell you this product is healthier than this product. It's not that kind of book, but it's very interesting if you are interested in marketing and want to bust a load of myths. It's actually such a good read that I think I will take it with me to read for the 3rd time in the Maldives again this coming month, because it's just also full of anecdotes that you can whip up at the dinner table, like so many interesting facts and so many things that when you tell people they're like, oh my god, that's so interesting. So yeah, this will be my #1 book recommendation if you're looking for something to read this month. Now this one is a lot more useful and practical when it comes to your actual health and the way that you eat. This is the Glucose Revolution from Jessie Inchelsper. I hope I have pronounced her surname wrong. She is the Glucose Goddess on Instagram. This book is harder to read. It took me 3 attempts to get through it because it's a lot more scientific, kind of. It's not really that scientific, but it's not as fun to read as Spoon-Fed. Spoon-Fed is really, really easy to read. This is talking about, again, if you watched my 10 healthy habits video, you'll know that one of my healthy habits for 2024 is to control my blood sugar levels, and this book helps you with exactly that. It starts off by telling you why it's important that we do manage our blood sugar and our glucose levels. Long story short, lots of spikes and dips in your blood sugar is really bad for your long-term health, inflammation, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and in the short term, bad mood, low energy, and craving unhealthy food. So moral of the story, we want to really flatten our blood sugar levels. This book explains that in a lot of detail, but not too much detail. It's not too scientific. I hated science at school, so don't worry if you're not into science. I find that when it's applicable and when it's practical, and when I know that it's going to be good for my health, then I will pay attention to science. And it also gives you really manageable, realistic hacks, she calls them her hacks, on how to balance your blood sugar. So without changing your diet, without cutting any foods out of your diet, because we all know that practicing self-control is beyond me. I cannot do it. I will never give up my mac and cheese, but Jessie taught me that if I eat something green before, I rarely do this, but eating something green, eating veggies before a big sugar spike meal will help to minimize your blood sugar spike. But also, and this is something that I do, is moving your body after a big meal or a high sugar meal. Like even right now, I'm drinking my 2nd oat milk latte of the day. I know I was only meant to be having one a day, but have you seen the weather? It's so depressing. I need coffee. But what I will do after that, knowing that the oat milk is essentially glucose water and it's going to give me a big blood sugar spike, and after mac and cheese, I just move. I move my body. I do tidying up. I do the washing up. I go for a walk, or I literally just like shake my leg because just using your muscles helps to use up the glucose in your bloodstream and minimizes the crash, so you don't get tired or grumpy or craving sweets after you have that kind of meal. So yeah, if you're interested in managing your blood sugar, which you all should do, then this is a really interesting one. Okay, this I think I must have listened to on audio because it has not had the spine broken. This is The Diet Myth from Tim Spector. This I think was actually, yeah, his first book. This is the new and updated version, so he did actually realise that he'd made not a few mistakes, but he changed his mind on a few things that he mentioned in this. Initially, I avoided this book because it's got the word diet in the title, and I'm no good at dieting, but this is more, how would I describe it? Demystifying the common misconceptions about fat, calories, vitamins, and nutrients. That's what Tim talks about a lot in here. One of the things that I think he wrote about in here was supplements. He originally said he wasn't a fan of supplements, but he's since gone back and actually changed his mind. So I think that will be represented in this updated version, but it's just a small book, so I think I will take this with me to reread on holiday. I can get through about one of these books a day when we're away, especially in the Maldives, because there is not much to do other than read. So yeah, I'm gonna give that another go. And then from a different author, I know it seems a little bit obsessive, but as I said in the last video, my 10 healthy hacks, I do genuinely find this subject so interesting. Why would you not want to learn how to make yourself feel better and feel healthier? I really think that it's a good thing to be a little bit obsessed with, but not in an unhealthy way. I've never, thankfully, had any issues with eating disorders or anything like that. I feel that if that is something that you have experienced in the past, maybe don't go quite as heavy on this reading topic as I am, because I mean, I don't know, I'm not an expert in eating disorders, but I feel like there could be a few things that might be a little bit triggering, and they do even say that in a lot of the Zoe podcasts, that if you have struggled with eating disorders in the past, then just go carefully. But for me, it's all about gaining knowledge about food and nutrients and things that I can do to make myself live longer and live a healthier life. So this book is all about childhood misconceptions. The way we learn to eat holds the key to why food has gone so disastrously wrong for so many people. Can we ever change our food habits for the better? An exploration of the extraordinary and surprising origins of our taste and eating habits. How we can change our palates to lead a healthier and happier life. So it sounds like this is a little bit more of like the history of food, I don't know, but someone recommended this book to me. I can't remember who it was, but I instantly bought it on Amazon when they did. So, I don't know, because this says, drop the diet, make peace. If any book can affect long-term weight loss, it should be this one, because it feeds the mind rather than denying the body. Could be a bit diety for me, I'm not sure. I will report back. Let me know if you've read it and what you thought. Right, so this I think is one that our personal trainer recommended, because I kept going on and on and on about all the things that I've literally just been going on and on about. And this book apparently is basically warning you about misinformation. I would be really naive to think that everything that I read and everything that I listened to was the truth, just because it was from a doctor or a scientist. So this, I feel, is going to be balancing the scales a little bit and just ensure that I'm having a well-rounded viewpoint on all of these topics I'm consuming a lot of information about. Does sugar cause type 2 diabetes? Are vegan diets always healthier? Is weight the main driver of our health? No, no, and absolutely not. NHS doctor and nutritionist Joshua Woolrich is on a mission to set the record straight. He draws on the latest nutritional science to cut through the nutribolics, unraveling the false beliefs that inform how we eat. Okay, if you've ever considered intermittent fasting, which I have, avoided artificial sweeteners, yes, dairy, no, or avoided carbs for health reasons, this book will be a powerful wake-up call. See, even there are things that I think are good for me, like intermittent fasting. So I think this is going to be really interesting and might change my opinion on a few things. So again, I'll report back. Okay, let's move away from food briefly. Again, in the last video, my 10 healthy habits, I said that something that I want to learn a lot more about in 2024 is the power of breath and breathing properly. And this book has been recommended to me by a few people. The first person that actually recommended this to me was Fiona, who I do my wild swims with. She does a wild swim in the cold every single morning, and the first thing that she taught us when she literally held our hands as we did the first cold plunge was about the power of breathing. And it was an absolute game changer. We just did a few moments of breath work before we went in and in the water, and I found it really fascinating how it completely calmed us all down. And I was speaking to her about it afterwards, and she recommended this. So it says, Life-changing book. Read it and I guarantee you'll want to change the way you breathe, said the Evening Standard. And my favourite health podcaster, Dr. Rangan Chatterjee, he said that this is a book of dazzling revelations. Yeah, it's something that is obviously very important and something that I don't know anything about in this whole world of wellness that I'm trying to learn a lot more about. So looking forward to reading that. And then something that I'm going to read here at home that I can't believe I actually haven't read yet. The reason I haven't read it yet is because look at it. You could knock someone out with this. This is Food for Life, the latest book from Tim Spector. And obviously with it being his latest one, I think it's going to have a lot of more up-to-date information in it. I think it's a little bit more scientific in that it's got like graphs and scientific data in it, which I like. I like to know. Okay, already just from like the titles in here, I know that this is going to be really interesting, talking about processed meats, chickpeas, peanut allergies, endangered fruits, berries, personalized nutrition, the future of food. Given the disastrous impact of our food choices and farming practices on the environment, we are likely to see an increasing reduction in meat consumption across the developed countries and growth in alternatives such as plant-based milk and alternative dairy-free products. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I just find information like this really fascinating. So I'm going to start reading it here at home because it's huge. Maybe I'll take it with me. It depends on the weight of my suitcase. I've just remembered a couple more. This is a hardback of Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia. We're actually giving this as a gift to someone. I've got the non-hardback, what are they called? Paperback version to take with us on holiday, which Charlie's mum and dad actually gave me. I was listening to Dr. Peter Attia on Dr. Rangan Chatterjee's podcast last night. It is Science and Art of Longevity. So basically what Peter has done is a lot of studies on things that we can do to improve our health in later life. So improving our strength and our general overall wellness throughout our life, so we can continue living a really good life into our 70s, 80s and 90s, and things that we can do now in our 30s, in our 40s to help improve our health span as opposed to just our lifespan. But yeah, this is a really big chunky one, and this one we are giving as a gift. The other book that of course I hugely recommend, that I don't have a copy of here, because every time we buy ourselves a new copy of it we end up giving it to someone, is, I'll pop a photo on the screen here, Ultra Processed People by Chris von Tilliken. And that's just absolutely amazing if you want to learn more about ultra processed food and why it's so bad for us and how to kind of wean yourself off it. So yeah, I will leave all of these linked down below. Okay, my darlings, up in the dressing room again, and apologies for the piles of mess behind me, but we are going to tackle all of that now. It is cold, rainy, grey, dark and miserable. So basically the least motivational weather in the entire world. I so desperately wanted to spend some time outside today, but having just done a 5-minute walk around the garden with the dogs while I enjoyed a bit more of my coffee, I can confirm I do not want to spend any more time outside today. It's so dreary. So I want to do something a little bit productive for the next couple of hours until it's time for us to head out for dinner. If you watched all of Vlogmas, you might recall that one remaining advent calendar treat is still remaining, and that is our dinner at the Bull in Burford, not to be confused with the Bull in Charlbury. The Bull in Burford is a little bit more kind of unusual. I believe it's got 4 restaurants within it. One is called Horn, and I think it's like a steak restaurant. One is called Hiro, H-I-R-O, which is Japanese teppanyaki grill. And the other two I'm not too sure, but we are eating in one of the other two, I think. I think we're eating in one called Wild, which is a kind of outdoor kitchen. I think you arrive at a certain time, everyone eats at the same time. Basically it's a pub like no other. It is part owned by the son-in-law of the Freud and Murdoch families, so it's safe to say that no expense has been spared on this place, and it's currently being managed by Murray, who is a friend of ours who used to be like top dog at Soho Farmhouse. So it's, yeah, really cool place, and I think really exciting that Burford has got a pub like that, because Burford is such a popular area for tourists visiting the Cotswolds, and previously all the pubs were just kind of like normal pubs, nothing to write home about. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun, and I'll of course bring you along with me to, I think it's literally just called Bull, not even the Bull Burford. So yeah, we'll be getting ready for that shortly. But yes, I do want to tidy up in here and also have a productive session of clearing out. I'm in the mood to get rid of stuff that I don't need, and when there's just clutter around, I actually just can't really relax. If I know that there's clutter in my space, I don't feel as comfortable there. I feel like I want to be tidying up, and this is a constant kind of conundrum with the job that I do, where we get so many products in as samples, and I'm totally spoiled with the amount of skincare products and makeup products, whereas in real life, actually, the less choice you have, the better, because decision fatigue is a real thing. When I open up this drawer right here, I mean, this sounds really ungrateful, and I completely understand how this is sounding, but honestly, this drawer right here with 10 million options of eyeshadows, foundations and everything, it actually stresses me out, and I would so truly rather have one eyeshadow palette that I use every single day. That's not going to be possible because there are so many amazing ones in here. Like, even every single one that I can see right now I adore. I just don't need like 17 eyeshadow palettes. So I want to do a beauty area clear out. I want to do a clutter drawer clear out. You know, when you just have these drawers, like I've got drawers here, and there is no rhyme nor reason as to what is in here. Like an empty plastic bag. I have got Disney ears. I have got portable mirrors, literally microphone muffs. I've got beautiful silk sleeping eye masks that I've never even used. Things which are just stuck in a drawer, never seeing the light of day. So I want to clear out my clutter drawers. I want to clear out my workout wear because I've got far too much. The amount of knee-high boots that are floating around in that corridor out there needs to be sorted. But even as I'm saying these things out loud, it is overwhelming. So I think what I'm going to do, and my top tips when you're clearing out, is tackle little by little. So give yourself an area to focus on, and if you complete it, then move on to the next. Don't do what I've just done and list off everything that you want to do, because then it's just so overwhelming. Say to yourself, I'm going to do my beauty bits today, I'm going to do my clutter drawers today, I'm going to do my boot collection today. Choose one thing, do it well, and get that sense of satisfaction. And my other tip would be to start with a really small and achievable task. So for me, that might be, okay, I'm going to clear that top layer that you're resting on, just so that I have a visual sign that something has been done. So if I clear that top work surface, I'll feel really good, and then that will give me that little boost that I need to get more done. And I also like to listen to a motivating podcast in the background. I'm not going to listen to anything that's like clearing out. Oh! Okay, he's got a new jingle. Oh no, it's an old jingle. Haven't watched this one. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm doing stuff because then I'm multitasking. I was going to listen to the Zoe one with Dr. Peter Attia, which is the chap that's, did I not literally just show you his book? Yeah, Outlive. Yeah, so he has got a podcast that for some reason I completely missed on Zoe. It's called
You Predict How Long
Dr. Peter Attia Reveals Longevity Secrets. So I'm going to pop that on. I think actually the first thing I'm going to do to give myself that little mini boost is clear up this poof here. It's just got a load of random chisel on it, and then my island over there, and then this worktop, because then once the surfaces are clear, once we're starting with a fairly tidy space to do the sorting, I think that'll put me in the right mind frame. So look, I've been chatting to you for 6 minutes. That is procrastination at its finest. So without further ado, let's get organising and tidying and cleaning and sorting. I I just want to show this as an example of something that I'm very much going to be throwing out. I had these gummies in my makeup drawer because they are meant to be good for moody skin and PMS. Basically, I thought it was going to help with my period pain, but I don't know why I didn't think to do this before. Just having looked at the ingredients, first of all, there are so many in the tiniest writing. The number one, and by the way, did you know that the ingredients are always listed in order of how much of something is in it? So the thing that there is the most of in something will be the first ingredient. This one is cane sugar, and then glucose syrup, and then water. So do we think these are going to be good for us? No, definitely not. So these are going in the bin. Next ingredient, pectin, primrose oil, dindolmethane, blackberry extract, ganoderma extract, citric acid, natural flavouring, that is a red flag if something says natural flavouring, D-alpha sodium citrate, tocopherol acetate. Yeah, these are going straight in the bin. Okay, on with the clear out. So I've started to tackle the makeup drawer. Quite pleased with the progress so far. I've just thrown away quite a few things which are either empty or really quite old. So a really old Saint Tropez face mist. It was time for me to throw away my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer because quite frankly it just looks pretty disgusting. I know that seems quite wasteful, but it's really quite gross. And it has been looking a bit patchy on me lately. I've also got a few empties in here. Empties like L'Occitane Divine Cream, that's completely empty. I think I was nearly finished with this Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream when I started on the L'Occitane Divine Cream, so that's nearly empty, but not quite, but probably really, really old. A very old and nearly empty Elemis spray, and then, yeah, just a load of other crappy old bits in there. Now I've got a selection of eyeshadow palettes here. It's really obvious that I like my neutrals and I like my pinks, but I've got so many similar palettes. I've got these two Bobbi Brown ones. I can tell that I prefer this one, so I'm going to keep... Oh, that's not the one that I thought it would be. I thought it would be the newer one. Okay, I thought I was going to be wanting to keep this one. It's making me double guess. No, I do prefer this one, so I'm going to keep this one. I'm actually going to put it in this pile here, which is makeup to take on honeymoon, and I'm going to give this one to my brother. Not for him to wear, obviously, but he can probably give it to my niece. And then, oh my gosh, like really similar palettes again here. This one I know is getting quite old. I should really ditch this, from Tarte. Yeah, it is an old one. And then I love these Clé de Peau palettes. They are just amazing. The quality of these eyeshadows is stunning, so definitely keeping that. And then I've got these two Tom Ford ones, which are gorgeous. This one must be at least 3 years old, so as much as it really makes me sad, because these are some of my favourite colours, I'm going to have to say goodbye. It's the Naked Pink Tom Ford eyeshadow quad, but this one I will be keeping just for 1 more year. It's the Island Haze, and I love this colour here as an everyday colour, and then this one in the crease, so I'll keep those two. And then this is probably my newest eyeshadow palette from Kiko, and I've just been loving these shades lately. So there we go, that is a really good reduction on eyeshadow palettes. I was aiming to get down to 1 of each thing, but I just can't do it. I've got 3 powders here: Clé de Peau loose powder, Laura Mercier pressed setting powder, and then the Rodial. That's a Rodial loose powder. I do also have somewhere, oh, literally right in front of me, this one, which is the Rodial pressed powder. As you can see, mine is in a shambolic state, but it's so good that I actually can't bring myself to get rid of it. It's their glass powder. I need to buy myself a new one, but again, I think I'll take this with me on honeymoon and then maybe throw it away after the trip. Okay, now we move on to this section, which is going to be fun. I think there's going to be a lot of things here like mascaras, which are just old. I'm going to throw that away. A lot of really nice Charlotte Tilbury bits, but I just don't use that many blushes. This is going to be tricky. Okay, I'm going to put the podcast on and get cracking with this section. Here we are, the drawer after the clear out. I know it still looks ridiculously full. I'm really struggling to get rid of lovely palettes here. There's just so many gorgeous, beautiful blushes and highlights. And for example, this bronzer from By Terry. I use this as my second bronzer every time I do my makeup, which I know is a little bit ridiculous, but I can't open it one-handed. It's the Sunny Flash and it's just so flattering. Yeah, so that area is as reduced as I can possibly get it. My powders are here. This gorgeous new Dior palette I just love. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too big to take on honeymoon with me. I found another eyeshadow palette, but yeah, they're all there. Then I use this nearly every day, Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, lovely Clé de Pose serum, my everyday SPF, which is the Eve L'Homme Factor 50. I'm going to have to start a new one soon. That's nearly finished. And then I've got a few little essentials like my deodorant. This is actually a Mitchum men's deodorant, but it's a really good one. And then face mist and things like that. Serums that I use on a regular basis, so my tanning combination that I showed you this morning, lovely Elemis calming serum. I've got my Olay really lovely lightweight eye serum, some gorgeous oils here from Darphin that I like to use for facial massage. I've got a couple of really beautiful lash curlers here from Tweezerman. This is a pearly pair and then a gold pair. I'm actually not using them at the moment because I had an LVL lash lift, but now they have a little home. Then we've got my single eyeshadows in these two rows here. My favorites are the ones from Merit Beauty. Then we've got some tinted lip balms, beautiful ones from Dior, Clé de Pose, By Terry, the original, and just I absolutely adore these, the Hydra lip balms. And then my Bare Brow brow gel. What else do we have? A few little under eye masks, which I need to get better at using because I seem to be building up on those. And then in here I have got my hair bubbles and my hair clips, so I'm quite happy with this. But now I need to tackle this box here, which are the bits that I do reach for pretty much every single day. But I know there are so many like lip liners and eyebrow pencils that can probably get ditched. You should be very proud of what I have thrown away here. It was very, very tough and I've been putting it off for a long time. This has been my favorite blusher for a very long time and it's just not ever finishing really. It's crazy. Look at the state of it. It's the Amber Light, but I know this is so old and I really have to ditch it. Same with this Charlotte Tilbury. This Rhodial Peach Lowlighter is almost done. This Dior Bronzer's Hip Pan. Ridiculously old Tom Ford Sable Smoke. I dread to think how old this is. It's not quite done, but it's so old. I have not cleared that out in years. Same with this Chantecaille lip balm. I love it, but it's ridiculously old. So it really does pain me to throw things away like this, but I have to be a little bit more brutal today. Okay, I'm going to tackle this, and I cannot even begin to tell you how long this process is taking. Yes, I've got quite a lot of makeup on right now because I keep trying things and putting it on my face. So I've got very light under eyes because I tried out the Beauty Pie Super Luminous Under Eye Genius, and I may have put a little bit too much on. Whoopsie daisy. But yeah, it's... oh my gosh, it's 10 to 5 already. I've literally been doing this for 2 hours. This is why you have to do it at this time of year, because there's just no time to do this otherwise. Now is the time, if for you January is a quiet month, like it is for me. But yeah, I'm going to do that last little bit. Oh, and then see if I've got energy to do another area. I look ridiculous. I look so much more ridiculous on camera than I do in real life. Obviously, this Beauty Pie concealer is too light for me at the moment, but that was the most satisfying and actually the easiest clear out of all. This is the little caddy that I use most days. Can you take me seriously? Yeah, this is what I have out on my desk for easy access that I use most days. So up here I've got my makeup brushes, which all desperately need to clean. That's probably a job for not today or tomorrow. Right, so brushes here. I'm actually not gonna sort through my eyebrow pencils and my lip liners. Instead, what I'm gonna do is as I pull one out, I'm gonna pull one out at random every single day. And even for example this, I don't wear eyeliner anymore, so that's going in the bag to get rid of. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull out something random every day, and if I like it, I'll wear it that day, or if I decide that I don't like it, I will get rid of it. So hopefully, over time, another eyeliner, don't use eyeliner anymore. Yeah, hopefully over time, I'll be able to minimize. I've got loads of brow gels in here. I love these Beauty Pie ones, but some of them are probably quite dry. That is so old. This, oh my god, ancient Tom Ford brow pencil. Bin. What else? This is amazing. I need to get a new one because this one is... Actually, no, I don't, because this is probably not even a year old yet. It is my Code 8 under eye concealer and doesn't make my eyes go quite this luminous. I've got a Dior brow pencil. Gosh, this must be ancient as well. No, I'm going to get rid of that. Anyone else remember Rimmel Exaggerate lip liner? It's gorgeous, but my goodness, that must be 6 years old. Another Tom Ford. No, that is ancient. I said I wasn't going to clear out this area, and yet here we are. What's this? Benefit Brow Master. Yeah, that's really old too. Some of these, I just know that I haven't got a new one in a few years, so I know they must be really old. Another Benefit Brow Master. Morphe lip liner. Yeah, with the lip liners. Ooh, is that Max Spice? Yes. Do they still make that? Oh no, it's the Bare Minerals one. Oh, this one that they don't make anymore. Gen Nude Freestyle. I don't think they do anyway. And it's a lovely one. Code 8 brow pencil. Yeah, so over time I will tackle that section there. Got my Everyday Arborian BB cream. I've got By Brightening CC. I've got, for the days when I can't be bothered to do my bare brow and I just want a quick swipe, this is the Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax. That's really good. And then a few of my everyday lipsticks down here. Kiko Gossamer Emotion Creamy Lipstick in the shade 103. I love that one. I've got Bare Minerals Grace. I also love Bare Minerals Insight. Both really balmy. Of course, my Elizabeth Arden Notably Nude, my most worn lipstick of the last year, I would say. Probably going to need to get a new one of those soon. It's more of a spring lip colour though, whereas I would say my Clé de Pose are more autumnal, slightly more, we're not even in autumn. What time of year is this? I feel like winter needs to finish now. Influential is the colour of that one. So, oh, and then this I think was my wedding lipstick. Laura Mercier Crystal Rose. Gorgeous and really nice for all year round. I will leave the bits that I've like shouted out linked down below. And then down here I have my, oh, listen to that rain, my hair clips for when I do pin curls. So there we go. Ooh. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. Super. Right, I've got a little pile of makeup bits here that I decided would be really good to take on holiday. Clé de Peau Balmy Blush, a really intensive lip potion from Chantecaille. Look how satisfying this looks. Can you see it's not been used before? That looks so tempting. I've got a Clé de Peau Pinky Peachy Lip Balm, which I thought would be gorgeous to have in a beach bag. And then to be honest, this is really similar, slightly less balmy and more colour payoff from Shiseido. This is the shade Narcissus. That always comes with me on holidays. I love how dinky it is as well. Great in beach bags. I will take my Bare Brow eyebrows, my Broken Rhodial powder. I'm going to take with me the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Collagen in Pink Gasm. I normally just do like really clean, glowy skin and glossy lips on holiday as long as it's not windy. Sorry, my under eyes look so ridiculous. Now I have to take off all my makeup and start again because I've literally plastered on so much. Yeah, Charlotte Tilbury lip gloss, Charlotte Tilbury Beach Stick Lipped Cheek Dewy Colour. That's really, really nice. Perfect just with a simple BB cream. Speaking of BB cream, this is my, I've got another one in that box there, but Arborian BB cream. There's only a little bit left in this, so I'll probably be able to finish that while we are away. The Bobbi Brown eyeshadow palette I showed you earlier. Beauty Pie Nourishing Lip Balm, because that is SPF 30, so very good again in the beach bag. This is the Most Glorious palette from By Terry. I don't know if they still make this, I'm sure they do. This is the Sunny Flash bronzer that I like to use as my finishing bronzer. Really nice blushes when you're on holiday, and a beautiful illuminating powder. I have this in my makeup drawer and I haven't used this in a while. Probably needs using up. This is the Clé de Peau SPF 50. Very luxurious, I'm sure. And then I found this in my drawer. It's from The Ordinary. It's called a Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. And I thought that sounds quite good after a day in the sun. Soothing and barrier repair. So I'll take that with me for using mornings and evenings. Another little concealer, and then I thought I would take with me, this is the Radiant Cushion Foundation in the little tub from Clé de Peau. I don't know how old this is, but it's a really, really nice one, so I thought I would take that with me. Very handy for when you're on the beach and you just want to have a little check before you sit up for lunch. Mirror in the lid, so I better take a little makeup sponge for applying that. So there we go. Okay, so we need to get ready to go for dinner in about an hour, and to be honest, I think I've come to a good natural pause. I haven't got started on the clutter drawers or my clothing yet, but I feel like I've really done a good job on makeup and this area. So I'm gonna call it a day for clearing out for today. Just do like a general tidy, redistribute the things that I've got rid of, empty the bins and things like that. And we'll tackle clothes and odds and ends another day. I think that's a good plan. Hello again, my darlings. It's a few hours later. I've done a little bit of work downstairs while Charlie watched the Man United football game, and I've now got changed. Kind of. Actually, I haven't. I've just put boots and a coat on and brushed my hair, and we are now heading out to dinner at Bull in Burford. I'm starting to get quite peckish. I've also just been finishing editing my 10 healthy habits video, and one of the tips is, of course, eating your evening meal earlier in the evening so that you can do a little bit more time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting. That is simply not possible when you're going out for dinner unless you book your table for 5 or 6 p.m, which would actually be my top choice. But tonight I think it's a little bit more set. I think it's kind of, as I explained earlier, you know, everyone gets their main course at the same time, that type of situation. So I'm really intrigued, I'm getting rather hungry, so let's head over to Bull in Burford. So we've made it to Burford. The high street is looking still rather lovely and festive, and we are heading to the Bull. It's really hard to say without saying the, isn't it? Bull.
Bull Burford.
Yeah. So many nice little spots here. We've never really done like a day exploring Burford.
I think we need to do.
We do.
I think we need to do a whole series of different villages.
Yeah.
Like one vlog per village.
Yeah.
And do all our favourite bits and pieces.
We do. There's so many nice little boutiques here, lots of one-offs. I like a town that doesn't have too many chains and it has lots of independence.
Not mad on the logo. Like, what even is it?
I don't know. What is it? Is it a like bull's skeleton? Skull? Don't know.
I really don't know.
Anyway, let's head inside. After a lovely evening at the Bull. So as you saw, we were eating in this kind of outdoor tent situation with, I think it's Guy Ritchie's company that makes these outdoor kind of barbecue kitchen areas. We had the most scrumptious flame charcoal cooked Hisby cabbage and carrots and steak. There was quite a lot of fish and scallops and prawns, which I'm not a huge fan of, but they did bring me a few extra sides to make up for it, and very social. It was just a group of 8 people in there, so we all got chatting. Charlie's just running an umbrella back to them that we borrowed to get back to the car. But yeah, really lovely evening, a very different pub experience. But anyway, I think I'm going to end the vlog here, my darlings, and I will see you very soon for the next one. So thank you for watching, and see you soon. Good night.